AfroEconomics Live. This is a different studio. I am here. Okay. I love it. I love it. When you said that, Dr. Williams made me think about my headset. I got to make sure that I switch this around. Everybody's doing something new. You can talk tonight. I am in a new studio tonight. Well, as far as the streaming of it, something different. Do something different. See what I can do. I'm like, I'm a little early. Somebody gonna get mad at me if I start a little early. How you doing, Miss Wiggins? Oh, I'm so glad you like it. How are you, Mr. Robinson? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I like it too. We're gonna talk about the US stock market. We're gonna talk about the lotto, which I don't play. I need y'all to let me know who plays the lotto, who does that, who participates in that. Miss Wiggins, would that be you? Would that and I've been asking people ever since someone told me that the lotto was like over $400 million. I was like, do you play the lotto? And everybody said, of course, I deal with a lot of people who are doing really well consistently. I would say, let's look at it statistically, 90% or more said I only play when it's in the big numbers. And I was like, I I don't play even when it's in the big numbers. But you can't win if you don't play. But you can't lose either. I know there's a lot more losers than there are winners. Well, I don't think we really think about that. How you doing, Miss Fleming? Thank you so much for sharing your evening with me as well. I know that when things are done differently, I'm gonna get smacked around tomorrow, but I'm gonna tell them that Dr. Williams says he likes this studio. So that's good. I love the way it says I can type in the name down there. The US stock market and the future of digital currency. Oh yeah, this will be. Let me see. Miss Fleming, say something just so I could see if the mic, if it will allow you to say anything. Mike, say something. I don't think so. And it says like Mike, it says your signal is bad. Add to I can pop you up, but I don't want to put you on the stream without your approval. But it says like your microphone is on. And then it says unmute. I unmuted you, but sure you have to say something to let me know. Ah, I can see you too. Oh, this is the bomb. How you doing, Ken? See, Ken, you're not in the studio, so I can't pop you up like that. You're on social media. That's why I encourage y'all to go to afroeconomics.com. Greetings to you, Mr. Cobb. Go to afroeconomics.com, and when you confirm for the event, you get the actual studio link. So watch, I'm gonna put look at you. Look at you. I don't know where I don't know where my background came from, so I got to work on the blue paneling. You know,
Oh,
do you see that on the back? Yeah,
I
exactly.
see.
Oh, you look beautiful. But I don't know how you choose like what your background theme is, but I'm not feeling the blue wall, but that's okay. How you doing, Miss Davis? How are you? I'm so proud of you, Miss Fleming. No, don't. She tried. She said she won't turn me off, so I'll turn it off. That was funny. How you doing? Look, Miss Davis. Let me see if I can push this down and I can. Oh, look at you, Miss Elliott. I can see you. I can see you. That doesn't even look like you. There's someone else sitting. Oh, that's Miss Bates. That's why it doesn't look like Dottie Elliott. I was like, that looks like somebody else. That's funny. I can see you. I'm gonna put you up here just so I'll have it recorded so I can show your sister. Watch this. Look at you. You are famous. That's so good. That's so good. Uh-oh. I don't know. I'm falling in love with this new one. Thank you, everybody, for taking your time out. I just kept adding topics. I don't know if you saw on the invite. We started with just talking about the stock market because on Monday the market went crazy. So, I always try to head off any concerns that you might have. Then on Tuesday, the market recovered. Then today, the market recovered some more. So, the calls have definitely been less, but definitely don't hesitate, to talk during our make sure that we schedule because it's the end of the quarter. So all of you AfroEconomics members, you have your quarterly statements coming for your investment accounts, for your work accounts. We need to get together and review those things because the quarterly statements are the best statements. All the statements are the best, but the quarterly statements tend to be thicker and can show you all the transactions, right, Miss Davis? Yes. How do you change it? What do you want to change? Like, you should just turn on your video. I heard, yeah, I can hear y'all. The You turn on your mic and it's open. How you doing, Mr. Barden? Good to see you. I can see y'all. I can even share you on screen just like that. So I'm impressed at how many of y'all look very professional for 8 p.m. I bet Miss Elliott, she doesn't have her video on, but I bet she is looking sharp along with Miss Davis and Miss Fleming. Y'all are doing it. And oh my goodness, yes, Mr. Honeywell in New York. Thank you so much for your beautiful church in New York that has given Afro economics much love for many years. And we thank God for you and everything that you're doing. And if you were on this side, I could allow you to say hi to everybody because you're always doing. Miss Murphy, the one number. I don't know about that. As Murphy, that she put a message on there, but I don't understand what it means. So let's go into our topic tonight. I want to start with some feedback on, did anybody play the lotto for that 432 million? Did anybody participate? What'd you say? If you did, oh, the did anybody participate? Did anybody? None of y'all bought a ticket for the 400. Well, that's probably because we're all on the same team. We don't have $1 to waste. Guest is trying to join. Room is full. How? Oh man, that is crazy. So they're saying. So everybody that's trying to join, hit the YouTube link instead of that link. So that's good to know. That's one bad thing about this handy dandy studio. It only lets me let 10 people in. Dang. And I don't know how to get the no, it's not just for no, no, guest is trying to join. Me room is full. Look. So that's, hey, there's a give and a take. There's a good and a bad for everything. But that's the blessing. See, that's why we have to always be on time. Look at that. From being on time, then we got to find out that only the 10 room is full. And it's going to keep poking that at me, making me feel bad. So thank you to those of you who are streaming from social media because that does allow. But I guess from now on, we will be back with my other way so that everybody can get in. The good thing though, this will be recorded and they will know our entire discussion. But I also like the our other way where we were where you can talk more freely and I can open up your mic and it works a little bit quicker. So everything has a give and take. I love the colors on this one, but I miss you all. So to everyone that watches this in the recording, I apologize that it wouldn't let you in. I thought that it was saying that it would only be let me put 10 squares up, but no, it'll only let 10 people in. So then, and I kept pressing it, I kept pushing this out, encouraging you to attend. But if you're listening to this and you go to the afroeconomics.com website, right there, I'm streaming live. there's this that's right there too. So I don't know if for somehow some way they're going to hear that, but you can it's streaming live through afroeconomics.com as well. So let's look at the lotto. What I wanted to really look at for the lotto winnings is to really think about how much is the lotto winner actually taking home. How much in taxes do you really have to pay when you win the lotto? So when I looked at the numbers, and it says before the money reaches the winner, 24% is withheld for federal taxes. 24% is due off the top. Then, since this last 432 million dollars was won in New York, Mr. Honeywell, I hope is a member of your church. The winning ticket was purchased in New York City, which means that they have to pay 10.9%, which is the state tax withholding for New York, and then another 3.8 for local taxes. So whoa, so all of that, even though, so by the time we're starting to chop it down with the taxes that are owed, that they actually end up receiving after the state taxes, after the federal taxes, and any additional New York City taxes that come out to like $12 million on that 3.8%, the winner is left with about 192 million. I mean, of course, we'll take it. We will take it. But but that, is a like less than half of what we hear, because if they take a lump sum, you don't ever get that 432. If you take the lump sum, the cash option, which most people do, the research says that out of that 432, they'll get 315. So then even though it appears that they're paying taxes on the 432. Goodness. So then that they get about 315 because they chose the lump sum option. And I guess they have to get it paid out over the 30-year period if they want to actually get the whole amount of money. But I wonder, if you die in that 30-year period, will your beneficiaries still get it if you decide to do the annuity option, they call it. And then another bit of trivia: did you know that in 2016, there were winners out of California, Florida, and Tennessee? That is the biggest lottery jackpot in our American history, and it was $1.6 billion. Does anybody remember that? In 2016. Wow. I'm so glad you see me on YouTube, Mr. Johnson. I miss you. Uh, I'm trying something different. We'll be back to our old way last um next week. I switched up, and I realized it says that this room is full. So everybody had, I'm glad I put, see, that's why you gotta trust God, because I put both options in the invitation and the invite, because I don't know, I just felt like something could go wrong. When you've been an entrepreneur for all these years, I've been one, you playing, you playing like, what could go wrong? Right? Mm, yeah, I think definitely so. That the another the second largest lotto winning was 1 point lotto jackpot was 1.5 billion, and that was in 2018, and somebody in South Carolina won that. I mean, I don't understand, like, oh, I guess because of after taxes. I don't know. But it is amazing. Like, why don't we know? Maybe people that live in these states do know these people that won these huge amounts of money. But I don't know. Um, I don't know if, like, you don't see them, or I guess they're smart enough not to be on social media like flexing and all of that. Everybody knows they're kind of hiding out. But oh, thank you so much, Mike. You are such a sweet husband. He said, "Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here." Isn't that sweet? That's so nice. The nothing like a good team. That's everything. That is everything. Give anybody any advice, pick the right spouse. I wish y'all could talk so you could give me an amen on that. Pick the right spouse. The it's like money in the bank. So let us talk about digital digital currency versus cryptocurrency. And I think a lot of times we use the term interchangeably. Would you agree? Like we think that digital currency is the same thing as cryptocurrency, but they're totally different things. So today, the Federal Reserve came out that they're looking into, and of course they are, because China is doing it. The you're like somebody's trying to join. I hope take that China is doing their own digital currency. That now we're trying to do our own digital currency, but I believe we probably were trying to do it for a long time. But the digital currencies are based on what are called fiat currency or fiat money. Fiat money is actually dollar bills, forms of it's real money. Where cryptocurrency is not based on real money. It's based more on just supply and demand, and it's by definition it's described as that encryption is what it is based on. So it says digital currency refers to the electronic form of fiat money. And remember that that's our dollar bills issued by governments. So it can be the Chinese government, the European government, or the US government. And now the US government is looking into doing their own digital currency, but it would be based on the dollar bill, y'all. Where cryptocurrency is a store of value secured by encryption. It's secured by encryption of the actual computer system. And so digital currency refers to the electronic form of the fiat money you issued by the government. So they're totally different. I mean, and then there's a difference between fiat money and then representative money. Representative money would be like what? Yeah, like I would talk to you if I could. Who can talk? I don't know, Rosita. I'm glad you got in. Rosita got in. Somebody got out, right? Rosita, you got in. We'll only let 10 people in. Everybody else on social media. But the I'm so glad. So what guess. Oh, it was difficult. Oh no. The so representative money is your credit card, your check, you know, these are things that just represent money that you've promised that you have in your account or money that you have available on the credit card. Where that's not what digital currency is based on. Digital currency will be actually based on your dollar bills that you have. So, and I guess digital currency in a way will be, another a representative currency. But we have to also, I think the part for us to really bring forward on this is that we're talking about currencies. A lot of times, with the cryptocurrencies that are out, the powers that be are doing everything that they can to make it appear to you as an investment, and they're trying really, really hard to get it on the stock exchange and get different forms of it and try to get it into an ETF and try to get, and that's because it's sold so much on supply and demand. And that's what stock prices are based on. So when the demand for the cryptocurrencies or interest goes down, the price of it goes down. So you want to have the bigger the market for it. You also want um so they have a push to kind of make it into something that it's not, but it's actually a form of currency. This I find this to be amazing. I don't know if y'all see the graphic that I see, but I'm like, it was like tripping right there. And I know I'm on Ethernet. Look, but it could be like when you use the kind of words that we're using, what we're discussing, a lot of the social media platforms won't allow you to say these words. So I don't know. Like I may be able to stream this tonight, but if you don't get the recording of it, it's because they don't allow it. They're not going to they're gonna because their algorithm goes out there, and if they don't want me to use the word cryptocurrency, the video is gone. It's amazing. But I'm glad at least in some of my things I posted, I put up digital, and it didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, I was split in half. How you doing, Mr. Jones? Yeah, I'm glad you found your way home because this was it's good to see you. I just don't have a way to open up your mic, but on the other side in the studio, which only lets 10 people in, I could see video and everything. But everybody won't turn their video on. And if you were over there, you would turn your video on. I don't see? Turn your video on, Mr. David. How are you? Rosita, turn your video on. Miss Greenwich, I know you're gonna say no. You said no before I even said your name. You're like, don't even think about it. So let's go on. So with this digital currency movement, because China shut cryptocurrency out of their country, we still have it in our country. So I'm sure there is a concern with the cryptocurrency market on where is the federal government going to go with this movement into digital. But at the same time, there's been so much of the cryptocurrency confiscated by our government that the government is one of their largest holders of it. The government has to, get their money out at some point. So I don't think that it's going to disappear. I don't think that, that it's going to disappear. It just this with if each government gets into it, and investors will begin to see that, or not even investors, but people who are interested in currency, for different reasons, people are doing crypto, and then for a different reason, people are interested in digital. You know, I have an interest in digital currency because of it's going to be backed by the actual currency that I use for transacting business. So that with digital currency, person would be able to easily open up a brokerage account and things like that, which we can basically do now with the um ACH withdrawals and using avoided checks and things like that. But when you get into a digital platform, it'll be so much easier. I'm hoping. Yes, indeed. Only the host can, it says you're backstage. Only the host can see you. Oh, only the host may add you to the broadcast at any time. Be ready. Uh, thank you, sweetie, for sharing that. It should be ready. I don't, it doesn't say where I could actually add people though. It just automatically adds you in when it gets below 10. We're just having a good time tonight. So remember some keywords that I'm saying here. The difference between digital currency and cryptocurrency, and knowing the difference between them, that they are totally different. Knowing that our government is moving in the direction of developing a digital currency that will be regulated and backed by the US government, much like what they're doing in China. Remember the difference what fiat, if you hear the term which is going to come up like fiat money, that is physical money, both paper and coins. And so when they say, oh, paper and coin money is going away, like that could be the case, but doesn't mean that the dollar bill is going away. Like it's just the form of how you transfer dollars to each other, may change, or what form you use may change on how what you use the most, because especially in during this pandemic, most people have moved, even if they didn't before, they have moved to electronic payments of almost all their bills. It's going to be interesting to see, like, if digital currency will be a way to help our community transact business, because we don't have, like, we go to these check cashing places and we pay all this money for check cashing. Like, you might get $1,000 check, and then they charge you $5 to cash your $1,000 check. If it were digital, then you wouldn't have to, cash a check. You wouldn't have to take it from representative over the cash, because if everybody was accepting digital, because digital is the form of currency, for the country, as then you wouldn't have to have a bank account. You wouldn't have to go to the bank. And certainly, I would hope that it would stop from having like fees and overdrafts and things like that, because you either have it or you don't. That's it. So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the paper and coin money is not going anywhere. The point of it, you might not use the paper and coin as much, but everything is always going to be based on that unit. The value of it is going to be connected to inflation and the changes in the cost of things. Inflationary times, you'll get less with that dollar. In lower inflation times, you'll get more with that dollar. But so but but it's just a thing. Everything has to have something that it's using. So once it goes into digital, we'll still say you have $1 in your digital account. Now I say the so those that are some things, to think about. But I don't think that um that this is like, okay, my first instinct was, whoa, wow, the federal government does that. What does that deal with these other that are not regulated? And I'm like, really, there's always going to be that market. There's always going to be a place for a person that is, wants more risk. Like, there's always going to be, that person who doesn't own, you know, um, doesn't focus on their work retirement plan, but goes out there and trades options with, like, and they're missing a match at work. There's always going to be, the person who goes out of their way to expose themselves to risk. So that person will always have something that will take their money. Now, as a registered investment advisory firm, I focus on wealth development, people who want to sleep at night. People who want to make sure that what I do is based on some sort of historical performance, fundamental research, has a rationale, like, not gonna, but they're always, I mean, I've been in financial services almost 30 years now. There has always been someone who wants something extremely risky. Extremely. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Yes. Dr. Williams is saying the infrastructure for digital currency is being built out now. People are paying for goods and services using their fitness watches. Yep. And cell phones. We sure do. And the Cash App, huge example of that. People, I mean, it has already, the government really probably is just trying to figure out. I mean, if anything, they'll do damage to a lot of things like that, that all of a sudden, because that's kind of what Cash App does. Like, there's people who don't have checking accounts, you know what I mean, but use Cash App. I guess the only disadvantage, but if they don't have a checking account, they just use the Cash App because Cash App is accepted at so many places. The it's interesting, interesting. Yeah, yeah. So yes, thank you, amen. Back at you. Yes, indeed, I was. So let's look at So we talked about the lotto. We talked about digital versus crypto. And now I want to discuss like how you felt um about the market movement this week. Like, when you kept seeing the reports on Monday and it was like it's down more than it's been since October of last year. Yes, Mr. Jones said we deposit using our phone, your telephone. So true. The But how did you feel? Well, I think that a lot of times we think about the Dow Jones and we think that the Dow Jones industrial average actually represents everything that you have in your portfolio. And for the Dow Jones is only 30 stocks. So most mutual funds, not even to get into, ETFs, but mutual funds and ETFs have so many more than 30, companies in them. So when even though the news uses the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is of 30 stocks, like as if it is everything about the US, market, I tend to really focus on, the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, because I am a technology person. And a lot of the major companies like Amazon, Amgen, Adobe, Apple, that are traded on the NASDAQ. They're not in the Dow 30. So before we like get, like, oh my goodness, oh, I better get on my out because the Dow is down. Like, you have to first, like, what are you exposed to? Because actually on Monday, the NASDAQ was down more than the Dow. And then there's the S&P 500. So and 500 is a much broader indicator, of the market than the Dow, but the Dow became very popular. And that's just goes to show just because something is popular doesn't mean that it's the most appropriate way for you to, analyze your own portfolio. First, you have to know, like, I mean, you might be a serious bond investor and you get scared every time stocks move. Yes, indeed. Mr. Cobb said, go low, buy some more. That's right. And the challenge is you don't know what low is. You know, low today might not be the low tomorrow. And this one guy has this book out called Buy High, Sell Higher. It's the same thing, right? Mr. Cobb is right. Basically, you're thinking that that you're buying it at its lowest. That's your goal. You're trying to get the best value for your buck for that particular company. And then always keep in mind that when you're buying stocks or mutual funds, that you are buying portions of the companies within. So a lot of times I start with just getting you to understand what you currently have. And that's why I like the membership first before we just are talking about and I get those calls all the time. I have some money I want to invest. I'm this Afroeconomics is a lifestyle. It's about wealth development. There's so many people out there who just want to sell you something, but this is not what we do. This is about looking holistically at every bit of you, your legacy. The 10 principles of Afroeconomics are everything. And then you could say, like, why does my health matter, which is the 10th principle? Because when we're talking about, especially stocks, and you're a healthy person, Stocks can work well for you if you have the long term. It really doesn't matter how old you are. And then say a person is very conservative, we still can do like even like a guaranteed account that still might have a connection with the stock market, like a hybrid annuity that would be based on maybe even the S&P 500 index. So it will give you guarantee of the principal but also the growth potential of the market. So definitely, thank you so much, Miss King. the 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 so definitely, um every aspect of you is important to you as an investor, even though it just feels better when you just go in and buy something. I always say that, your investments are like building a relationship with someone. That it takes time to have like a really quality relationship with someone. When you have a quality relationship with your investments, you know exactly what you have. You know exactly what to expect out of it in good times and bad times. So the overwhelming majority of my clients, you know, if they have stock exposure, that portion that's in stocks, when the stock market dips, they're looking at where can I get some cash because I need to get some more. Where should we put it? Versus being terrified because the growth portion, that's what stocks are for. I don't care what anybody says. Typically, they're not licensed when they're talking to you every day about what you should buy and things like that. When it's a licensed person like myself, I can't talk to Mr. Cobb until he is my client about what Mr. Cobb should buy because my opinion matters. But when you're not licensed and regulated, personally, their opinion really doesn't matter. It might matter to you, but if you take their opinion, you can't do anything about it. You are not protected. And if you go so far as to invest or do something with them, you're not protected at all. So be very careful. Get to know your investment portfolio. And anytime a scam alert, anytime anybody is dealing with you fast and it comes to your money, generally it's a scam. And you can Google that. On the Federal Trade Commission website, they will say if a person is moving fast with you, wants their money fast, let's do this fast, let's get this fast, be careful. Even if I have a client and they want to move faster than reasonable and I don't know their risk tolerance, I don't know their time frame, I don't know, I slow them down because they're more likely to be the person who puts it into the market and gets very afraid in a couple of weeks. So have to be careful. You have to be careful. What we're we have to understand the risk and the reward scenario and know that anything that sounds too good to be true generally is. Everything is a give and take. No, and too often we fall for that. And that's what we gotta stop doing. Stop. We gotta move away from that. Yeah, Miss King was like that. She's not a day trader, right? Right? I mean, but I remember when there were people quitting their jobs, right, Miss King, quitting their jobs and becoming. Do you remember that, Miss Scannage? And they would just quit, take them jobs, and when it would go wrong, they come in there shoot everybody up at the office. You all need to look that up. We went through that. Was I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see it again. How you doing, Michelle Harris? So that and a key point here is that buying low and selling high, if you want to increase your chances of buying low and selling high, give yourself time because we don't know what the low is, what the high is on it in the investment market, but we do know that historically by investing in stocks over the long term, over the long term, unless something fundamentally like changes about that company, the management goes to jail, or they don't, something major happens with them, like that, that you just need to give it time to go through something that may just be in the marketplace, a change in unemployment went up, consumer confidence went down. These things that negatively impact, the long-term confidence of investors. At least short-term changes are reflected in where their long-term confidence is at that time. So don't make long-term decisions based on short-term changes. That indeed. Any questions before I let y'all go? I feel the I want to see some more faces before y'all leave me. I hear you, Mr. Barton. I can see you talking, but I can't hear you. What did you say?
You're absolutely right. There are investments that I look at from time to time, and I did invest when the market dropped, and I'm ready for it to drop some more. So, but I have the stomach for it though.
Did you see that do that to me? I got all excited. I wasn't even listening to you. I was just so busy seeing Miss Grandis get mad. I'm gonna let her down so I can listen to you. But you've been investing consistently. You are a
Yes.
beautiful woman. And did it frighten you? Did it frighten you when the market dipped like that?
No, because I look at it just like in a sale. When you go to buy clothes and they're
Mm,
cheaper, then you feel like you got a bargain. So that's
mm,
so that's my concept. When the market drops, I'm sort of like a salmon swimming upstream,
that's
So
right.
yeah, that's the way I perceive that. I'm like, this is a discount.
That's right. That's right. And get some more,
And get
especially if
some
you
more.
like what you have. Especially if
Yes.
people that are investing at work, and they're investing the same exact amount every pay period, and the market is down. Look at how much more they get, because of that. Right? So definitely. That's too bad, Miss King. You didn't get in on this side. I'm gonna get back. I like the way it brings you up, Mr. Barton, like quick like that. Like that was real smooth. The other one doesn't. I gotta promote you. You gotta approve it. This and that. But I won't be able to use this anymore because it won't let everybody in. Or yeah, no, like so I just have like featured guests. So I'm only gonna be able to send you this because you will always be on my featured guest list because you have it on you and Miss Greenwich. Faye won't turn her camera back on. Uh-oh. 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 I see her. Look, wait a minute. Let's see. I'm gonna see. Look, these two are sisters. They go together. You see that? Oh, I wish your mom could see that. My babies. Indeed. We are blessed. So how do you feel, Faye, about working? You thinking about retiring now?
I always think about retiring.
But what keeps you working?
Mm, bills.
Really? For real? Like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Well, we got to sit together and talk about it because it's, a lot of times you can create more income than you think, a lot of times. And I'm not encouraging because, I'm one to encourage members to work and work and work, to work forever. But I don't want you to have to feel like you have to work. So once you like know I could leave any day now, you become the happiest person on earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, Mr. Barton? You're like, it's good to work, but just know I can leave when I want to. Right. I don't have it's a difference. It's that happy person when you walk into Walmart. You know what I'm saying? They're like that's the one that's just working because they having fun. And, and then when you listen to them, they go, "Oh, well, I used to so and so. I used to, like Miss Grandis. I used to work at Philip Morris, but I'm just chilling now. Like they go on, but that's where you want to be, and we can. What
I agree.
what do you think, Miss Greenwich, about digital currency? Do you use Cash App? Like, just as, do you think you would trust it? I don't know why her mic's not on. The you don't trust it? You don't trust it either? I know Mr. Barton's gonna say yes, he does.
No, I don't.
Stop!
No, no, I just don't know enough about it. And I'm sort of the Warren Buffett group. If you don't know enough about it, leave it alone.
But not the
And
crypto. I'm talking about digital. Like, if we have
oh,
our
digital.
own. Yeah, I don't
Oh, yeah,
like
no,
I don't like I don't like the
yeah,
other either. But the
yeah.
digital, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? The
yes,
federal,
yeah.
if
Oh, yeah,
if we come out with our own Federal Reserve, digital system. That's what I'm talking
yes.
about, Miss
Oh,
Greenwich.
yeah. That, yes, no
Oh,
question.
okay. Oh, okay.
But yeah, that other one I know. I know. I'm glad we got that straight. But see, it's because people use those terms interchangeably. But
They do.
cryptocurrency is not digital. Digital
Right.
currency, it only can be backed by the government. So if somebody comes at you soliciting you for crypto, talking about digital, you tell them that's not true. Digital currency
Mhm.
is not that crap you're telling me about. Not to say, I mean, well, I can talk about it because it's not a person. But the I'm not an encourager of it. Like, and even, but that's only because I'm so used to regulation and guidelines, and I've seen so many people lose money doing stuff that's not regulated. And when we lose money off stuff that's not regulated, we don't have the lawyers and the money to go out there and try to sue, you know what I'm saying? Everybody to get it back. I met this couple one time, and they met this guy, and they gave all of their retirement to this guy talking about this new idea he had, and they met him at their church.
Mm-mm.
$400,000 a piece.
Ouch.
Met him at the church, and they
Mm.
they gave it to him. And when they took him to court, because the guy was gone, they locked the guy up, you know what I mean, this and that. They all met at the church. The minister didn't get charged at all, but only those two people that came in, even though the minister got commission for the business. So the
Mm.
so the and then they locked him up, but they never got their money back,
Mm.
all of it. And then it came to me to try to save it. I called the person, and they were like, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm just waiting for my court date. It's cool. Look, I'm not paying anybody back. And there were a
Mm.
lot of other people involved, and famous people involved, and stuff. So people, that's why they use celebrities for stuff like that. Like, there was when those crypto first came out, and they used to use celebrities a lot to endorse it. So the IRS addressed 50 Cent about, how did you acknowledge on your social media that you made all this money in cryptocurrency, but you didn't pay any taxes on it.
Yep.
and
Oh, God.
and so they fined him and everything. So now you see it backing down. You don't see that, you know what I mean, anymore. He got a big charge
Mhm.
for that.
Mhm.
It was like, oh, well, I was just saying that. It was just an advertisement. It wasn't true. I mean, he backed right up. But when we have to realize that a lot of stuff we see, it's not really true. They're just
Yeah.
promoting it. It's just an advertise, just a promotion. Mm. Yeah, definitely. The younger generation, Miss King said, definitely is into crypto and paper. I mean, not crypto, into
Digital.
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 Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Digital.
and they paperless transactions.
Oh, yeah.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't talk as long as I usually do tonight because I'm in the studio, and I'm trying not to act mad that it didn't let everybody in, but I'm mad. I'm upset. But y'all have really made my night. You made me smile again. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell the real from the fake. That's what Rosita said. Yes. And that's in everything in life. So how do you tell the real from the fake? The fake is very fast. The fake is, it's highly unlikely that I am fake because I'm so consistent. You know what I'm saying? I've been around so long. See, something can be fake because it comes out, it's only out for, say, a couple months, and it looks so much better than JB Bryan because it's new and improved. But that can be fake because it hasn't earned anything from you. It hasn't, you know what I'm saying, developed anything from you. And you can't Google it. Like, you can Google me and get 2 or 3 pages of just, JV Ryan and what I've done and all this stuff and this and that. And then you can go to the government and check out
Hmm.
me and look at my
Yeah.
licenses and how much I've been in, what I've done in business, everything. It is not hard to tell, to know the difference. It's just that sometimes we close our eyes and want to be effed over, and we have to admit it. You just go, I know this don't feel right. I know I shouldn't do this. I know that JB said don't do it. I know that JB told me Google. JB told me check the government. JB told me so and so. I know this person ain't got no license and they're one. I don't know them. I ain't seen none. They don't have no location. They don't have no office. I don't know where the hell they work. I don't know nothing. But we do it anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody can do anything to us unless we allow them.
Oh,
And isn't it true?
yeah.
Yes.
That's like we
Yeah.
go out of our way. Mm. He said, I'll take tried and true, very shiny and new any day, JB. Oh, but it takes a long time. And it's like, if somebody's doing it, what is the likelihood that somebody black can be in business, licensed for all these years and not be real? I mean, but somebody can tell you that they've been in business 5 years, even. You know what I'm saying? And not be real. And look at it. 10 years and maybe not be real. But if they saying, you know what I'm saying? You can check it out. Look for longevity. As they used to say, like when you meet somebody new. And I had a client that told me, they said, JB, always date them through all 4 seasons. See, when I came out with membership, that meant I don't have any problem developing a relationship with you. You don't have to come in to me and have all your money and just give it to me. I don't have any problem serving you. But if a person doesn't want to serve you and they always only want to sell you, you know it's fake. If
Mhm.
everything that they're talking about is about selling you something and how great this is, and it's not power. Everything we discuss, you can take it with you wherever you go. Everything is just about empowerment. We're not talking products here. We're talking, we're just talking knowledge. We're just going to financial college. That's it. Nobody can take your knowledge from you. And if a person doesn't want to empower you, they're fake. They want to sell you, just sell you, they fake. You don't want to invest any time in me, and I can't wait till next month. I can't wait till next year. I can't so and so. You're fake. I've had clients that I call. I had this one man. He called me. He said, "I'm gonna retire soon." I called that man for 5 years. One day he called me. I'm retiring, but I was
And
the one he called. But I was the one he called. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, yeah, she been calling me. You know what I'm saying? Now, doesn't always work out that way, but generally, you know what I'm saying? Especially men, they don't go for no fly by night, not when it comes to their money. Now, women will throw away money, unfortunately, way too quickly. Men, they ain't, I don't care how many millions they got, you ain't taking one near dollar from them without earning it. I had this one
Some
lady,
women.
I know, right? I know, right? Most almost. I could say that. Like, you know what I mean? Many, like, I'll say, like this one lady, she was a victim of a scam. They called her And her husband was a good friend of mine. And he told her when before he died, he was dying, he knew it. He said, "Look, listen to her, do what she says, everything will be all right." So she starts calling, she's just like making all these withdrawals. And I finally said, "What's up?" She said, "Oh, well, I didn't want to tell you, but I won the lottery." I'm like, "So what about winning the lottery would you not tell me? Like your husband said, tell me everything. You won the lottery. I need to know this." She says, "Yeah, I won the lottery. And they told me send the tax money in."
Oh wow.
Ooh. Ooh.
I
Oh
was like,
no.
"What?"
No.
She said, "Yeah, send the tax money in."
Mm-mm.
Mm,
No.
So she sent that, she started sending tax money in, all the money. And then, of course, I said, "Well, wait a minute. Let me call them. Let me talk to them." Those people wouldn't even answer the phone. It was an 800 number, and she was in Virginia. I said, "First of all, Virginia lottery is an 804 number. Look, for you, it's local, so you don't have to call 800 to pay your money to the lottery." And the lottery, I was like, they said, "Yeah, we're gonna send you the check." She had to close down her checking. I said, "Would you ever have sent me that kind of money for something like that?" She said, "Oh, no way."
mm,
It's like, just because I said send me the money, too, like, no way. But I'll send it to a stranger. I'll send it to somebody I've never seen in my life. And that's sad. So yes, indeed, we definitely know fake. You know what I mean? We just have to trust ourselves.
Yeah.
She knew it. She had to know somewhere in her mind, like that lady I told y'all about with the scams. And over the pandemic, $500 million of scams. $500 million of scams. A
Mm.
lot of them financial, and a lot of them romance.
mm,
People just sending money off.
Huh.
And more from gaming, our kids putting all that money, buying all those powers and stuff, gaming scams. So
Mm.
we know. Well, y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much to my participants. I would send y'all money, but you're already rich, so I don't have to do nothing. That's why I got rich friends. I got rich friends. I ain't got to do nothing for y'all. Isn't that a good thing? That's a good thing. Right, Dr. Williams? Have good friends. They don't need you for nothing. Y'all have a good night. Y'all okay? Y'all have any questions for me before
Oh
you
yeah.
go?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
really. She said, really, JB? Yes, I am mad. I'm mad that it did that. He asked if I was really mad. Yeah, I'm mad. And I don't even know how to let y'all have y'all peace back. I can't even put you back. Like, look, I'm clicking your little square and it won't let you out. It won't. Oh, look, she know what to do. Stop. I love that laugh. Okay, look. If I go down here, I can do it. I
Good
got it.
night.
I got it. I got it. Thank you, Mr. Barton. That's right. Superstar. Take care. Y'all have a good night. Bye bye. Thank you. Good night to you. Even the back went down. Wi-Fi tripping. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cheryl. Good night. Good night, Bridget. Good night.